Hello there. On today's episode of Wild Edibles, I'm going to be looking for the wild and elusive North American grape. Now this is a vine that loves growing on trees and shrubs. So this is going to be an identification video where I'm going to find it. I'll tell you in what areas it grows in, where to find it, how to harvest it, how to cook it, and most importantly, how to tell it the difference between it and its poisonous look-alike. So a poisonous look-alike is a plant that resembles it, but is also poisonous, so it's a different species. So today we're going to be looking for the wild grape. Here I have a bunch of sumacs, so this is where I'm going to look. It's fairly late in the season. Usually they ripen up early October. That's at their sweetest point, right after the first frost. Right now it's late October, so I might only find a few good berries. If you get them too early, they're extremely bitter. If you get them too late, they're going to be all dried out. So remember, early October, at least in South Ontario, is the peak time to harvest them. So let's get to it. So here I am making my way up in the field of sumacs. So you can tell sumacs usually by their leaves. In the autumn they'll be red. They're if you break a branch, there's a nice foamy-like pith inside, and most distinctly they'll have these red fruits on top, like these. So this is when it falls out, so kind of loses its color, but there are some red ones intact. It's kind of hard to see the color. So right now we're looking for the vine. So here I've come across a vine. So now this vine will be kind of like bark-like shaggy. It's going to be growing right out of the ground, like this. Now the one main difference that sets it apart from Canada moonseed, its poisonous look-alike, is the tendrils that wild grape has. Canada moonseed does not have these tendrils, or tendrils at all. So if it has tendrils, most likely it's wild grape. But you don't want to use that as your only source of identification. You also want to use the seeds, which are more reliable. So just open up one, and now check how many seeds it has. Canada moonseed will have one crescent-shaped seed, no more than one. On the other hand, wild grape will have more than one. There are times where wild grape might have one seed, which is then when you can double-check another seed. But most of the time, wild grape will have more than one, which means that you know this clump, this vine, it's all wild grape. And I suggest picking it off in groups, in bunches, so before you use them in juice or anything like that, you could just check one grape from each clump to make sure they're all good. Check the seeds for it, because if you pick them off one by one, off one by one, if you use them in a juice, you won't be able to tell. You're going to have to go through each single one, which will just ruin it. So just pick it off the clump, check one off each one before you use it. So some of their main uses is my personal favorite, climbing. These, once the vines become thick enough, they are super swingy, and they are thick and strong. So if you have an old forest with old vines, they're going to be really fun to climb on. There we go. Another thing to do is make juice out of them. So out of the actual berries, you can make juice out of them. You could add them in pies, cakes. You can put them as decoration. They look very nice, and they taste very good as a snack. So just bring them along as a snack. I usually like it as a field snack. I'm walking around the forest, pop one, grab a bunch, and I'm just eating them on the go. It's a good source of energy, and will keep you fueled. So there we go, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. If you guys have any identification tips, concerns, anything like that, please be sure to write in the comments below. So there we go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.